A new initiative aims to connect people with a comprehensive list of Black therapists who are ready to provide specialized mental health supports. With more on this now, we're joined by Breanna Chanelle Phillip, a registered social worker on the Black therapist list. Thanks for being with us today, Breanna.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, tell us, what's the idea? What was the genesis behind this list?
Yeah, so essentially, the Black Therapist List aims to create access to for Black communities to Black mental health professionals, and also to give a platform for Black mental health professionals as well, because oftentimes the visibility for Black mental health professionals is not there. So the goal is to both give access to the community and also give a platform for Black mental health specialists.
Why is it important when you're reaching out for mental health to maybe have someone to talk to who looks like you, who might have had the same sort of experiences that you've had?
Yeah, so a big part of mental health, reaching out for mental health supports and ensuring that that relationship is a positive one is ensuring that there is trust, and understanding the history of anti-Black racism, specifically with, the Black community. There's been a lot of distrust with systems. And so having a practitioner who understands that lens and who understands that context can help the client come in with more trust and therefore allow for the experience to be a more positive one and a more effective one.
Tell me what kind of services are offered on this Black therapist list.
Yeah, so there are a large list of therapists on the list, and each therapist has their own specializations. And so individuals can go onto that platform, look through the list of therapists, look at their specializations, and reach out to those specific therapists themselves to gain a bigger understanding of what exactly it is that they offer in their practice.
You talked a little bit there about trust earlier. Previous studies have shown that Black Canadians generally seek out mental health supports less than their white counterparts. What are some of the barriers blocking people from getting the help that they need?
Yeah, and so in those same studies, it also shows that the respondents said, those who had not reached out, that 60% of them would be more likely to reach out if they could find a therapist who looked like them. And so I think that speaks to one of the biggest barriers, which is a lack of representation for Black psychotherapists and mental health practitioners, because that then leads to, like we said, like the lack of trust. And there's also needs to be context around what it looks like for mental health to show up in Black communities. There's still a lot of stigma around mental health in Black communities, and so having someone who understands that lens allows that experience to be one where someone doesn't have to re-explain their story or re-explain certain contexts because they have a therapist who just kind of gets certain things.
I wonder if someone's watching this right now and thinking, I could probably use reaching out to someone just to talk about things, but I'm a little reluctant to it. I wonder if you could kind of maybe walk us through what happens when we reach out to someone like you. We have our first session. What could we expect?
Yeah, so before the first full session, there would be a consultation, right? And the consultation is really the client's opportunity to get a feel of the practitioner, ask any questions that they had that they feel like would be helpful for them to make a decision, and really just get to know, if they feel comfortable sharing. Of course, it's a little shorter, so it's kind of hard to determine in a short time. But oftentimes, when you are speaking to someone, there's an innate feeling of like, I feel I can be open here, or I feel like, I can share here. And that's what the consultation is about. After the consultation, oftentimes we tell people to do multiple consultations and then, have your pick. And then after the consultation will be the first session, which would be an intake session where we kind of, go through some questions, go through a form to kind of gain an understanding of the client's larger context and the things that they would like to work on in therapy.
Where can we find out more about the Black therapist list?
Yeah, so you can check them out on Instagram at black_therapist_list. And you can also check out their website, thebblacktherapistlist.com.
I think that's some really helpful information. Thanks so much for that. Breanna Chanelle Phillip with the Black therapist list. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.